Hello everybody, and welcome to Morzak EV, a channel dedicated to all things electric vehicles, electric vehicle charging and all related technologies. And in this video, I hope to answer a common question we get asked, which is, can I have a rapid charger at home? And some of you might be surprised to find out that the answer to the question is, probably, but you need to ask yourself the question, do I need it? Before we start, if you like the video, give us a cheeky thumbs up on that like button and subscribe and hit the bell icon and check us out on social media for more of our content. So firstly, this video is only really relevant to the UK, to people having charge points installed at UK homes. There will be some information that can carry across to other parts of the world. However, our knowledge is mostly based on the UK grid and UK electrics. So you need to do some local research to see if it applies for your region. Let's cover the basics. What is a fast charger, a super fast charger, and a rapid charger? What are the differences? So a fast charger is what most people have at their homes. That's a 7 kilowatt charger. On a 3-phase supply, you can have a super fast charger. That is up to 22 kilowatt. However, a lot of vehicles won't charge at 22 kilowatt. Our car, the Tesla Model 3, for example, will only charge at a max rate of 11 kilowatts on 3-phase. 22 kilowatts, but on most vehicles, it's actually less because of the hardware inside the vehicle. Then, the next step up is rapid charging. This is DC to DC direct charging. So fast and super fast charging is AC charging, where an AC current goes into the vehicle and then is converted to DC inside the vehicle. Rapid charging is DC charging, so it's converted inside the charge unit from AC to DC and fed straight into the vehicle. Rapid charging is anywhere from 24 kilowatts right up to 350 kilowatts, and therefore you need a big enough supply to be able to feed that. So we'll start at the start, and that is where the electricity comes into your home. Firstly, you need to determine if you're on a single phase or 3-phase supply. Now bear in mind, most homes in the UK are on a single phase supply. If you don't know what that is, take a look at your incoming mains fuse. If it's a single phase incoming supply, it'll look like this, or it'll look like this.
Note that there's one fuse in the mains fuse carrier. That means it's single phase.
If your home or business has a 3-phase supply, then it'll look like this, or even this.
Note that there are 3 fuses. That's one for each phase.
Now, if you are on a single phase supply, you can have it upgraded to 3-phase. It's not really a matter of if it's possible, it's more a matter of it is possible, but how much is it going to cost you? Now bear in mind that you're talking in the thousands and not the hundreds of pounds. It could be as low as £2,000 or £3,000, but I think you'd be very lucky to upgrade your supply to 3-phase for only that much, unless there's already very close infrastructure in place. Most people are looking at £5,000 upwards. We do have customers who've had 3-phase installed and they were looking at around £12,000. £12,000. So you really need to think about, firstly, is it even worth investing in that infrastructure upgrade? Assuming that you are on 3-phase already, or you're willing to get it upgraded to 3-phase, what are the next options? As I said at the beginning, rapid chargers can consume a lot of electricity. So you need to put in a grid application to see if that charge point can be installed without any additional infrastructure upgrades. Morzak EV can assist you with your grid application to make sure it's suitable for the charge point that you want installing. But bear in mind, this can take time, and it's worth having somebody on board like ourselves who can do all the relevant calculations and make sure all the information on the application form is correct, because there are load calculations to take into account, and you need to provide information on the charge point being installed so they can assess the knock-on impacts to the grid. For typical homes, you will have a 3-phase 100 amp supply, which is actually 3 100 amp feeds coming in. On a supply like that, 24 kilowatts should be easily possible. 50 kilowatt rapid chargers might be possible, but you'd have to have some form of load management. If you do have a big commercial or industrial supply, then pretty much the sky is the limit. Again, it's all a matter of assessing what your feed is and how much you desire to have in kilowatts, and then we can assess what is possible. It all gets very complicated, especially as the numbers get bigger, so it needs a full assessment of what's achievable. So right back at the start, I said you need to sit down and work out, do I need it? So for a typical 7 kilowatt installation, you're talking in the hundreds of pounds for standard installation, and even complex installations are generally well under £2,000. Even a super fast 22 kilowatt single phase installation is usually in the low thousands or even possibly hundreds, again, depending on the circumstances and what charging unit you're looking at. When you move into a rapid charger, it's a different ball game. The cheapest units start from around £7,000 upwards. So you need to ask yourself, what am I getting for that extra money? So let's look at the basic statistics. On a 7 kilowatt charger, you're going to add around 30 miles per hour of charging. On a super fast 22 kilowatt unit, you're going to add somewhere between 45 miles per hour and 90 miles per hour, depending on the vehicle and how fast it can intake a 3-phase supply. A typical Tesla will be 45 miles per hour. Some vehicles that do have 22 kilowatt charging capability will charge at around 90 miles per hour. Moving up to 24 kilowatt and 50 kilowatt DC, you're looking at around 100 to 200 miles added per hour of charging. So what you need to do is sit down and think, how fast do I need to charge my car? How many miles do I need to add per hour? Or how many miles do I want to add per hour? If you're leaving the car sitting there charging overnight most of the time, probably 7 kilowatts is going to be more than enough. If you're really concerned that you'll need to charge up very quickly, then you might consider 22 kilowatts or 24 kilowatts DC. But if you're running a fleet of vehicles, a fleet of taxis, you want to be running the vehicles around the clock, or you just have that real desire to charge your vehicle as quickly as possible, then a rapid is going to be a suitable option. But again, you need to balance up how much is it going to cost me versus how quickly it's going to charge. If you are thinking about getting a rapid charge point installed, I'd suggest calling ourselves or somebody who really understands the products on the market, having a good chat about it and engaging their services. It's going to pay its weight in gold in the end because you'll get the right solution, and that's critical when spending that much money. This scenario also applies when you're looking at installing charge points in a commercial environment where people are going to be paying as they charge, such as on car parks. You need to think about what your average stays are. You might even want a range of options. So if your customers come and use your facility and typically stay only around half an hour, a rapid charger might be a good solution, especially as you might be able to charge a premium for that service. But again, you need to assess the areas around what other charging facilities are available. If you've got customers that come in and stay in for 7-8 hours, a 7 kilowatt will suffice. And obviously, if it's somewhere in the middle, you can consider your options. Hopefully this gives you some idea of what is possible and what the options are. Consider what you need and consider your budget. I almost forgot to mention, the Garrow unit that's shown in the B-roll of this video, we recently installed for a customer. We're going to do a separate video on that and the specifications. So if you want to check that out, click the card above. So, hope that was useful. If it was, give us a cheeky thumbs up and subscribe and hit the bell icon for more videos. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching.